Starting any business can be intimidating, but starting a business as a consultant can be extra intimidating. So it's no surprise that many budding consultants miss some of the key steps in the sales process. So in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you some of the main objections you're going to get when you're selling consulting services and what you can do about them. Hi there, my name is Laura Meyer, and I'm a growth strategist to some of the country's fastest growing companies and brands, and I'm also a mentor to consultants. And in today's video, I'm going to share with you some of the common objections you're going to get when selling consulting services and how to overcome them. Even small miscalculations when selling consulting services can significantly reduce your chances of making a sale. And with consulting services, the sale is quite high ticket. So it's important to remember all the pieces when it comes to selling consulting services. And it pays to spend a little extra time to learn about your buyers and their needs so you can better explain how your services fit into their bottom line. Handling sales objections when selling consulting services is so essential if you want to create those lasting relationships with the right potential customers. And navigating this tricky landscape of responding to their concerns, but balancing a professional approach that doesn't give them all this free advice, but also conveys your services in the best light can be kind of difficult. But with these tips, I'm going to be sharing how it doesn't have to be, because they're practically and specifically geared towards consultants. So I'm going to share with you the proven strategies while successfully communicating with potential clients as you move through these sales cycles and establish long-term connections, irregardless of whether or not they decide to work with you. So a lot of potential clients may initially just shy away from investing in consulting services when they leave a call. And I see this happening a lot with our students because the student maybe left it kind of unclear on the return on investment. This can be a result of not having sufficient background knowledge on the business or even an ability to conceptualize what that return on investment could be like. And it relates to why it's so important that as consultants, we're always focused on that tangible result. Not what you could help with, not what you're good at, not what you know, but that tangible outcome, that ROI fosters trust between ourselves and our partners. So it's our responsibility as problem solvers to assure that every stakeholder on the call can have a complete understanding of how their investment will yield results that directly benefit them. Signs that this has failed to happen are often invitations to second calls or offers to show you access on the inside of their program or their offer, or send you a product so you can learn more information. When this happens, that tells me they liked meeting you and they think you're smart and they think you're great, but they really don't understand how the consulting services would benefit them in a specific and clear way. As you can imagine, for an entrepreneur or a CEO, making the decision to invest in consulting services isn't easy, especially when the buyer is considering and also other available alternatives, like maybe making an internal hire or having an employee solve the problem at hand. In these situations, it's really important to remind them that an employee is typically hired to implement a system. An employee should be hired to implement a process, while a consultant is brought in to create that system. When I point this out to potential consulting clients, they're like, oh my gosh, you're right. But a lot of times they're not thinking about it, because they just think, oh, I can hire an expensive employee and they'll come in and they'll figure out the solution and it'll just make my life so much easier. But more often than not, this strategy backfires. The reason why it backfires is, first of all, the internal employee doesn't have fresh perspective or specialized knowledge that a consultant can provide. And second of all, their job's on the line. So a lot of times they're not willing to push or take the risks in a way that a thought partner could. A lot of people worry that consultants will swoop in and, just give advice and expect the entire team just to figure out how to implement it and then peace out with their paycheck, right? This is why I don't offer personally short-term consulting services. And this is a big objection for people who are experienced consulting buyers. A lot of times what's often called in the internet marketing industry VIP days, or what might be retreats or strategy days, are popular with consultants because you can be in and out easy breezy, right? But in my experience, that is not the right way to sell consulting services. The reason is that I recognize that 80% of the success of a project lies in putting the fundamentals into practice, those recommendations into practice. And at our company, we are dedicated to helping clients complete their goals and see lasting change. So we're committed to being there every step of the way for guidance and support and to answer questions. It's my belief that this sets us apart from other consulting firms where the objection that I often hear is, well, are you just going to come in and tell us what to do and leave? This overcomes that objection. So in conclusion, overcoming objections when selling consulting services requires that you are really clear and understand the benefits of your consulting services, and you're able to help others recognize that in a very clear way. Remember to stress the importance of an external perspective when you're selling consulting services, as well as highlighting that you're available to help clients in implementation or you have team members who can do it. Demonstrating value is key to showing your ROI and making sure that the client understands the worth of the investment. And to further explore sales objections when selling consulting services, or even just how to get ideas on how to become a consultant, you want to check out my free guide. It's all about how to turn your expertise into a money-making consulting offer. And it could really be the turning point to increase sales, reach more potential customers, and finally have that consulting business that you've been dreaming about. It's a guide that summarizes all the questions that I've gotten from so many of you over the years into a simple and easy to understand process on how to get your consulting business up and running. So if this is something you're interested in, you're going to want to click on this link and get my free ebook. It's really valuable. I hope that you enjoy it. Or you can click in the description below and get a link that way as well. And if you found this video helpful, make sure to let me know. I'd love to hear from you. You can subscribe as well as leave a comment, and I'll look forward to seeing you in the next video.